There is a quiet secret every astrologer eventually learns after years of watching people fall in love, lose each other, and somehow find their way back again. Some zodiac signs do not simply meet in this world. They recognize each other. Like travelers from the same forgotten homeland, they feel a strange familiarity from the very first glance, as if the heart remembers what the mind has not yet understood. These are the unions where feelings are rarely one-sided, where silence speaks louder than confessions, and where love grows not from drama but from an almost sacred sense of belonging. Mutual love in astrology is not an accident. It is resonance. Fire answering fire, water reflecting water, earth giving stability to air that has finally decided to stay. And when such resonance appears, relationships stop feeling like effort and begin to feel like destiny unfolding slowly, tenderly, and with breathtaking inevitability. Among the countless combinations of the zodiac, there are certain couples whose emotional symmetry is so strong that astrologers return to them again and again, like favorite love stories written in the sky. These are not perfect relationships. Perfection is lifeless, but they are deeply alive, honest, passionate, and enduring. They argue, forgive, grow, and build something that outlasts moods and circumstances. Today I want to open the celestial map and show you 7 of the most powerful love pairings, the ones where reciprocity is not a question but a foundation, where devotion feels natural, and where 2 separate destinies begin to write a shared future. Almost from the first chapter, Aries and Leo. The first couple the stars always whisper about is Aries and Leo. This is fire meeting fire, but not the destructive blaze people fear, rather the warmth of a hearth that never goes out. Their secret is admiration. Aries is fascinated by Leo's confidence and royal calm, while Leo is energized by Aries' courage and unstoppable forward motion. They do not compete for attention. They illuminate each other. In youth, their romance is explosive, full of grand gestures, sudden trips, and reckless promises whispered under night skies. Yet what makes this union truly powerful is that passion matures into loyalty. They usually marry not too early, often after 27, when both have proven something to themselves and are finally ready to choose us instead of me. In this pair, Leo often becomes the emotional center, the quiet ruler of the shared kingdom, while Aries remains the warrior protecting their dreams. Control here is gentle, almost invisible, because both feel stronger together than alone. Taurus and Cancer. Another union written with extraordinary tenderness is Taurus and Cancer. If Aries and Leo are flame, Taurus and Cancer are home. Their love grows slowly, like a garden planted with patience and watered with care. The secret of their reciprocity is safety. Taurus offers reliability that calms Cancer's sensitive heart, and Cancer gives emotional depth that melts Taurus' hidden softness. They sense each other's moods without words, and their silences are never empty. This couple often marries earlier than others, sometimes in their early or mid-20s, not from haste but from certainty that feels older than their age. Power in this relationship belongs to neither fully. Instead, it flows like tides. Taurus governs material stability and long-term plans, while Cancer quietly guides emotional direction. Outsiders may think Taurus leads, but true astrologers know Cancer's intuition shapes every important decision. Their love rarely burns loudly, it glows, steady and enduring, through decades. Gemini and Libra. Then we come to Gemini and Libra, one of the most intellectually enchanting pairings in the zodiac. Their connection begins with conversation, endless, sparkling, playful conversation that turns hours into minutes. The secret of their deep feelings is curiosity. They never stop discovering each other, and boredom, the silent killer of many relationships, simply cannot survive here. Youth may keep them apart for a while, because both signs fear losing freedom too soon, so marriage often happens later, closer to 30 or beyond. But when they finally choose commitment, it feels conscious, elegant, and beautifully balanced. Libra usually becomes the harmonizer, the one who steers the relationship toward peace and beauty, while Gemini brings movement, ideas, and lightness. Control is never rigid, it dances. Their love story feels like music heard through an open window on a warm evening, effortless, refined, and strangely unforgettable. Scorpio and Pisces. One of the most mysterious and emotionally intense unions is Scorpio and Pisces. This is water at its deepest level, where love is not simply felt but experienced like a transformation. Their secret is emotional truth. Neither can pretend with the other. Scorpio sees through masks, and Pisces senses unspoken pain, creating a bond that feels almost telepathic. They may meet during periods of crisis or change, when both are searching for meaning, which is why their love often feels fated. Marriage timing varies, but many unite after profound personal turning points, often in their late 20s or early 30s. In this pair, Scorpio appears powerful, protective, even dominant, yet Pisces holds a subtler influence, spiritual, compassionate, quietly guiding Scorpio away from darkness. Together they create a world only they fully understand, a sanctuary of feeling where loyalty becomes absolute. And now, as we continue opening the night sky together, 3 more constellations of love reveal themselves quietly at first, then with a clarity that makes you wonder how they were ever hidden. Because some unions are not loud like fireworks or deep like oceans. Some are built from something even rarer: understanding, growth, and the strange courage of 2 souls choosing each other again and again, even when life changes their direction. Virgo and Capricorn. One of the most underestimated yet profoundly harmonious pairings is Virgo and Capricorn. At first glance, their love story may seem too calm to be legendary, but true astrologers know that the strongest structures are never built in haste. Their secret is trust born from shared purpose. Both signs look at life realistically, valuing effort, loyalty, and the quiet pride of building something meaningful side by side. Romance here is not always dramatic, yet it is deeply reliable, the kind that shows up every morning, keeps promises, and turns ordinary days into a lifelong partnership. They often meet through work, study, or mutual responsibilities, and feelings grow slowly until one day separation feels impossible. Marriage frequently comes after stability is achieved, commonly in the late 20s or early 30s, when both feel secure enough to open their guarded hearts. Capricorn usually becomes the strategic leader, shaping long-term direction and material success, while Virgo carefully protects daily harmony, health, and emotional balance. Control is shared through respect rather than power, which is why this union so often survives storms that break less grounded couples. Their love may be quiet, but it is the kind that still holds hands at 70. Sagittarius and Aquarius. Another pairing written with radiant optimism is Sagittarius and Aquarius. This is love that feels like fresh air after a long winter, unexpected, liberating, and full of possibility. Their secret is freedom without fear. Neither tries to possess the other, and because of that, attachment grows even stronger. They are dreamers, travelers, thinkers, rebels against routine, and together they create a relationship that feels more like an adventure than an obligation. They may begin as friends, laughing at the same absurdities of the world, sharing ideas deep into the night, until friendship quietly transforms into something undeniable. Marriage often happens later than average, sometimes well after 30, because both must first explore who they are individually. Yet when commitment arrives, it is sincere and surprisingly stable. Aquarius usually guides the vision of the future, shaping ideals, social circles, and long-range dreams, while Sagittarius fuels movement, courage, and belief that anything is possible. No, this is not a predictable union, but it is one where partners inspire each other to become larger than life, and that kind of love leaves a mark far beyond two hearts. Aries and Libra. Finally, we reach one of the most symbolically balanced unions in the zodiac, Aries and Libra. Opposites on the celestial wheel, they stand across from each other like sunrise and sunset, different, yet completing the same day. Their secret is reflection. Each sees in the other what they lack but secretly long for. Aries brings decisiveness, passion, and fearless action. Libra offers grace, diplomacy, and emotional intelligence. Attraction here is immediate and magnetic, often beginning with tension that quickly turns into fascination. They teach each other essential lessons about balance between self and partnership, impulse and harmony. Because growth is central to this relationship, marriage timing varies widely. Some unite very early in a rush of passion, while others separate and reunite years later, wiser and finally ready. Leadership shifts constantly. Aries pushes life forward, Libra redirects it toward peace. Control is never fixed, which keeps the relationship alive, dynamic, and endlessly evolving. When maturity arrives, this couple becomes a perfect dance of strength and tenderness. So here they are, the 7 love stories the stars return to again and again, fire that admires, earth that protects, air that understands, water that transforms, ambition that builds, freedom that inspires, and opposites that complete. None of these unions promise a life without pain, because astrology does not believe in illusion. What they promise instead is reciprocity, the rare miracle of feelings answered, of effort returned, of two destinies choosing the same road. And perhaps the most beautiful truth hidden in all these constellations is this: the stars describe possibilities, not limits. Even if your sign was not named among these seven, the sky above you is still wide, still luminous, still full of meetings that can change everything. Because true love in astrology is never only about compatibility. It is about timing, courage, healing, and the quiet moment when two people recognize home in each other's eyes.